Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to have a go at modeling and texturing this drill. So all the modeling for the drill is done inside of Fusion. Then we will jump over to Blender to have a go at texturing, lighting and rendering everything. So with it, there's a couple of add-ons that are used. One is paid, the others are all free. So the free ones are Blender Kit, which lets us apply our materials, and Images Decal lets you add any like decals and that sort of thing. The only paid one is one-click aid, which what this lets you apply like your grunge, your dust, and that sort of thing. So you can complete the whole project without any paid add-ons. It will work absolutely fine, but I do use that to at the end of all the texture side of things. I'll put a link to it in the description if you're interested in having a look at it. I do recommend it. It's very good. I don't buy a lot of add-ons, but that's definitely one that I use quite a bit. Hopefully you enjoy it, and if you've got any questions, please leave a comment down below or let me know. Okay, so we're going to bring in our reference image by going over to Insert, and we can just click on that for Canvas. If it's not there, go to Insert and Insert Canvas there. I'm going to bring in the side view of my drill, which is going to be this one here. Then I'm going to click on this plane, come to this view just so I can see it a bit better. Flip it over, and then just drag it, make it a bit bigger. So I've only got the side view that I'm going to work on, but I have got on this screen over here my pure ref images for all the other sides as well. So we're going to break it down into a couple of parts. It's actually not as challenging as you think it might be. So this bit up here we'll do as one, and then we'll do the handle, and this bit is relatively easy as well. So we'll start up here and then sort of work our way down. So I'm going to give this a save first just to make sure autosave kicks in. There we go. So I'm going to start sketch like that, and then what we're going to do essentially is sketch half of this and then sort of revolve it around. So I'm going to hit L for line, or up here line, or create and line there, but keyboard shortcut L does it. And I'm just going to get as close. In fact, let's do this so we can go like that. So that's the length there. Then I'm going to hit escape to get rid of it, and L to go on line again. Hover over until I get that triangle. That means I'm directly in the middle. I'm going to take this and just drag it all the way across. I'm just making sure it's at 0 degrees because that means it's perfectly straight. So all I'm going to do really is just draw on this side here, and then we'll revolve it around. So L again. I'm just going to trace my way around, coming down. I'm going to go over, but I'm going to trim these off in a minute. So I'm going to hit L again. Keep working our way around as we go. We will fillet a lot of these edges as well. So let's do up there. So that's straight. Come down. And again, all I'm doing is making sure, if you see here, it shows you the degrees. We want to just make sure we're as straight as we can be. It'll lock in place. Hit escape to get rid of it. L, go on line, and let's come down there, though let's make it a bit more of a separation. So let's say like there. Like that. Escape to get rid of it again. L, and come down. Like that. And then let's just do another line. Like that. And then I can hit T for trim, or it's just up here with the scissors, and I can just trim off these excess bits like that. I can trim those off while I'm doing it as well. I'll keep working our way across. Let's go out the line again, come across, and come down. The other thing to remember as we're doing this as well is think about when we're texturing it, everything that we want to be a different texture needs to be a separate body. So we'll go up to here. Do here and then come down like that. Let's just hit T for trim and trim these excess bits off, and then finish sketch. So I'm going to start revolving these parts. So up here is revolve, or create and revolve, which is there. Okay, there's no keyboard shortcut for revolve. I'm going to click on that, and it'll say click the profile, and as long as there's no gaps in between your lines, you should be able to click on all of those, so it's highlighting it. So click on it and it'll say what axis, and then you just click on that middle line like that. Now I've done that once and then the whole sketch has disappeared. So if you go to the sketches on the left hand side, hit that arrow and just turn it back on again and repeat. So we're going to grab bits that we want to be separate. So I'm going to do that. And then what we'll do is select there, but now I want to join it because it's touching. So I'm going to go to new body because I don't want it to join. And then because I've already done a revolve there, if I right click, I can repeat my last command, which is there. So then I'm going to grab those two, select that. In fact, I also want to select revolve that like that, and then let's do new body. Again, we'll do new body. We'll join some stuff together eventually, but for now, we want to kind of keep it separate. So when we start adding in some details, so for example here, I'm going to start adding in some of these grooves here. So I want to create a sketch. But if I go on sketch now, you can't sketch. If I turn off that sketch, you can't do a sketch on a curved surface. So what you need to do is go to construct, and we're going to go to tangent plane, select it, click OK, and you see if I rotate around, it means if I turn the canvas off, that plane now is touching that edge, which is what we want. I'm going to turn the canvas back on. I'm going to go create a sketch on there, although I don't want it to rotate like that. So let's come back like that. I'm now going to hit P for project and just grab that body there, because then what I can do is make sure that I can find the middle, which will be across there. And the whole point of that is just so that I can make sure that I'm directly in the middle. I'm going to come to slot and let's do center point slot. In fact, let's do, yeah, we'll do center to center slot. So we'll do there, we'll do there, and we'll make it bigger, something like that. So then you see it's a close profile there. So I'm going to finish sketch like that. Then what we're going to do is go to create, go to emboss, grab that profile, face, grab that face, and you see it starting to come out. We don't want it to come out, we want it to dig in, but we don't want it to be that far. So what we'll do is let's do like -1. Hit enter, like that. Now we've got that face there. Now hopefully what we should be able to do is just grab that face, hit delete, like that. And that face is part of this face anyway, so we can't delete that bit. So we've got that. Let's then fillet that. So I can hit F on my shortcut on my keyboard, or fillet up there, or modify and fillet there. Keyboard shortcut F. Let's grab those two edges. Just pull that. Something like that. Let's try just one. And we want to have that all the way around our drill. So what we'll do is go to create pattern and go to circular pattern. If you're on pattern, you can always swap. So once you're on pattern, I can click on there to go to rectangular or pattern on a path. Circular pattern, change that to features, and down at the bottom, I'm going to grab my fillet and my emboss. Axes, I'll just grab this edge here, and then I can just put that number up. Okay. You see what's happening, it's starting to come all the way around. I might, actually, it's probably the right amount to do. I'm going to turn off the canvas so we can see. Now I do need to go around and just delete these extra faces that we don't need. Because there are some features that you can't do a pattern of. So things like the delete of the faces, you can't pattern or repeat. You just got to sort of manually go and do it. But it's not a massive job in this case. Okay, there we go. So we've got those. What we'll then start to do, let's open up our body folders. We all got those, so we can turn this off, hit F to fillet, and then we can put in something. Well, 2 is too much, so it's a bit of trial and error. Let's try like something like 0.5. That looks more like it. Let's bring that back. And then we'll do F fillet And if you grab that surface there, do 0.5, maybe not as much for that, 0.2. We're slowly building up the details that we wanted on there. I'm going to give this a save just to make sure. Oh, save was kicked in, but we should just make sure that we're constantly saving. Let's then, bear with me 1 second. Right, let's fill it here as well, do like 0.2. I'm going to take this edge here and fill it here, so it's a bit more of a smooth transition. Turn our canvas on, because we know we want to have these a bit more rounded, so F, fill it, grab those. Let's see how that looks, like that. That looks good. I'm just wondering whether we want to have some more textures going across there. So we're following this, but we might not follow it exactly. So what we might do, let's see how it looks. So let's do this. Let's do construct, tangent plane again, like that. Create sketch. Let's P for project to grab it. R to do rectangle or create rectangle, keyboard shortcut R, but I'm going to swap to center rectangle so I can find the middle and just come across like that. Finish sketch. And then let's see if emboss works. See if it will let us do those faces like that. It will. Let's bring it up. But we don't want to do, let's turn off. Okay, let's turn off tangent. So you want to do that face and just stop there. And let's make that smaller. So let's do like a 0.5, something like that. Then let's go to modify and chamfer and grab that edge, drag it in a bit. Let's change that to 2 distances so I can drag that a bit further back like that. And then F for fillet again. Let's just do like a small fillet. Okay, I'll try and do this as well. So then we've got like the little texture sort of grip. We'll try and pattern it. It might be because we've done loads of those fillets, it won't let us pattern that, but we'll try it. Let's have a look. So let's go to pattern, circular pattern, features again. So it was the emboss, it was the chamfer and these 2 revolves. Grab the cylinder here and just pump that number up. Let's see if it works. There we go. In fact, what we might do is increase that number a little bit. I don't know why Fusion does that, but there we go. So we've got that little textured bit on there. Let's jump back to here again. So we're going to carry on. Now we've already got our sketch where we had this revolve line here. So we're going to create another sketch and just sort of use that again. So alpha line, let's snap onto this part here. Come across, I'm going to come down. Making sure that we are perfectly straight, 90 degrees like that. Let's finish sketch, revolve. Now because we haven't actually projected that, so I'm going to go back to this sketch here, right click and edit sketch. That's it, P for project. Okay, and that should now, it's because we've got this line here as well, P for project, or alpha line rather, and come across. And now it's a closed profile. Now let's revolve, so grab it, do that. I'm going to go to new body. We don't want to cut this bit of detail out, so we're going to create a sketch again, just on this back plane here, hit L for line, and sort of trace along here, like that. finish sketch. Let's then go to split body. Body to split is this one. Splitting tool is this line we just created. Click OK. To my canvas up, you can see it's made that little gap there. This is the body here that we don't want, so I can right click and remove. And then let's just fill it, keyboard shortcut F, grab that edge and just round it off a little bit. Like that. Let's turn back on our canvas. So we've got some more of these details here. So let's do another construction and tangent plane. Let's create a sketch. Let's do P to project it again, and we'll do R for a rectangle and do center rectangle. Like that, but it doesn't go all the way to the edge, so let's just do a line like that. Finish sketch, create and emboss again. Select that and then select this face. I feel like it's not that. Try one. Probably a bit too much. Let's stick with a 0.5 as well. 0.7. Then let's just hit F for fillet. Grab all of these edges. We've got the ones down here as well. Let's try one. Way too much. 0.2, 3, 2. Okay, so we want to repeat that again. So let's turn our canvas off so we see what's going on. Create pattern, circular pattern again. Still on features, so it's that emboss and it's that axes. Be there. Let's turn this number up. So we need a few. Check we got an even amount. So we need something like that. Now we've got these ones here which we don't want. So if I come here to suppression, and then I can uncheck these, it means that they won't get seen. Then if we click on OK, and I didn't click on all of them, so let's edit circular pattern. Okay, so we need to bring back some of these ones. Click on OK. There you go, so we've got those details. Let's hit F for fillet, grab that edge, and we'll do like a 0.2 again. And then we're going to want to fillet this side, so hit F, 0.2. Let's do the bit that joins that as well, so F, 0.2. Okay, let's bring back our canvas. So I'm going to do this revolve as well, so let's create sketch. Alpha line, and we'll draw this line across just to make sure that we have it still. In fact, I'm going to extend this a bit further, because what we need to do is make sure that it comes past this point here. So what we'll do is let's do alpha line. Let's come across here. And then what we're going to do, extend it this way a bit. Alpha line, as long as it comes past this line, we're going to come up. Like that. Alpha line, come up. Let's modify and extend and just extend this line. So we've now got that profile there. While we're here, we'll just do this one as well. So let's go to create circle, or we can do keyboard shortcut C. And this one, let's do it's going to be a 2-point circle, so we'll come there. No, that's the wrong one. Let's do circle. So we'll say there, there. Like that. Then it's T for trim to trim that bit off. Trim that bit off, so we've got that profile and that profile. Finish sketch. Back to revolve. Let's revolve this. The axes. And it wants to cut it because it's interacting with that, but we want to set that to new body. I'm going to turn that sketch back on and just revolve this bit as well. So we can right click, repeat revolve, grab that, and again, new body. I'm going to hide this one for now so we can work on this one. I want to cut this out using that. So I'm going to go to combine, target body this one, tool body this one, set it to cut, but I want to make sure I keep this tool, click OK. So now if I were to hide that, you see we've got this tool here. I'm going to turn off the canvas so you can see. Now let's get rid of that sketch. So I'm going to go back and edit that sketch slightly. Let's bring this down slightly. There we go. That's what we wanted, because what was happening there was it was intersecting these bits which we didn't really want. We want those to extrude, like protrude out a little bit. So I'll turn that off again. You see we've now got that little cut that we wanted, like that. Right. Let's now just see if we can do this. Bring this up slightly. Something like that. There we go. Now let's bring this in. I'll do the same thing. Let's press pull. In fact, how much do we press pull that? Let's edit feature. We did it by 0.426. 0.426. That's exactly the same. Right. So now it's time to get these little details in here. What we will do is let's turn this one off again first. And let's just isolate this one. Isolate, but we're going to turn our canvas back on. Let's create a sketch. P to project. And I'm going to do L for line, draw across from there. And I'm going to do a line up here, and I want to do it at 45 degrees. Like that. So I know that's exactly 45 degrees. I'm going to hit C for circle and snap to where that is. Like that, and I'm going to come out something like this. Hit E to extrude. We might have to make this a bit bigger, but we'll see. Let's grab this profile. And we're just going to take that and drag that so we've actually started a sketch in the wrong place. So let's just come around, finish sketch, turn this canvas off. I want to create a sketch. On this plane, but it won't let me because it's probably not a perfectly straight edge. Let's hit escape. Create sketch. Okay. Let's do offset plane. And then let's just drag that across like that. Create sketch. And then let's just do P for project, and we can grab that whole circle. Then E to extrude, grab it, and we're going to just drag that all the way across like that. Hit F to fill it, drag that, so it's rounded off nicely like that. Let's pattern that as well, so create pattern and then circular pattern, feature, extrude and fillet, axes there, and do it before like that. And then if you turn our canvas on, you see that actually we also want to have a bit of a cylinder still there. So I'm going to turn that sketch back on. I'm going to hit E to extrude, drag that two-sided, so it's going to come out a little bit to say like that, and set that to new body. Turn off our canvas because this is how it's going to attach to the rest of the drill. I'm going to turn off these sketches here so they're not in the way. Create a sketch. Let's do an offset like that. Hit E to extrude. Drag that in. Click OK. And I'm going to create a sketch on the inside. Hit E to extrude, and it finishes the sketch off. Come down a little bit. Change that to new body. And I'm going to create a sketch on this face. I'm going to do a line directly in the middle, like that. I'm going to do a line straight across. I'm going to hit T to trim, just to trim off the extra line, because then I can go to offset, grab that whole line, something like 0.2, offset minus 0.2, offset 0.2, and then offset minus 0.2, like that. I can then hit E to extrude, grab these profiles, drag in. Let's go to modify chamfer, grab these surfaces and drag in again, and then F to fillet. Something like that. So we've now got those little screw holes there. Let's fillet this round, and we're also going to fillet this completely round. So let's do this. Just drag that until it's completely rounded, like that. Let's then pattern those across. So create pattern, circular pattern. I'm going to change that to bodies, and I want to do that to these two bodies, axes. Do those, and we'll do 4. So we've now got those in place. I did 5 by accident. There you go, so they're now in the right place. Let's turn that back on. We also want to have, let's bring this back. I'm temporarily going to combine those two. And then we're going to go to construct tangent plane again. Okay. Let's create a sketch. Get away from that horrible angle, that hurts my eyes. Off a rectangle. To a center rectangle. Do something like that. Going to sketch. Create, emboss. I'll grab that surface. Don't want a huge 1. Do we want like 1 maybe? Let's do 1. Let's turn this off for a moment, hit F for fillet and grab these edges. Zoom in and then we'll grab that one and this one. Round it off so it looks about right. Something like that. We'll also hit F for fillet that round as well. And then let's cut in these details. So let's go construct tangent plane on that emboss. Create sketch. So I keep looking to my head. It's because I've got my feeling my other reference images on that side. So I'm just gonna make sure I get some key details in. Right, let's go slot, and we'll do. Well, first of all, let's do P for project. Do L for line to find the middle. Across there. Then let's go to create and slot. Center point slot. Like that. And then let's go to create emboss. We want that to dig in. Modify and chamfer. And we'll just change this to equal distance. We don't need anything super fancy for this. And then let's hit F and just fillet that chamfer. I always end up filleting the chamfer slightly because when you start texturing it, if you have like perfectly like sharp edges, it tends to look a bit funky. So it's kind of good practice to do it that way. We are going to resplit these, but I'm also going to do the emboss on the top as well. And then we'll mirror the whole thing over. So let's turn off that construction plane down here. Well, it's already off. So we'll do construction and then do tangent plane up here. Create a sketch. I don't know why it keeps rotating in a weird way. Let's do R for rectangle. In fact, again, P for project to make sure we can find the middle, L, and come across. The whole point of doing this is just like my construction lines to make sure R for rectangle. I'm finding the middle, so it sort of makes sense. Got that. Let's come to create and emboss. Select that. Click on OK. F to fillet, and again we're going to fillet these edges. And then what we'll do is again create sketch. Let's then offset, or P for project, then offset, bring that in a bit. Why is it not doing that too well? Oh, for rectangle. Let's do that. I'm also going to do this as well. Although that's not straight. So let's try that again. Up a line. That's more like it. Okay. Bring a sketch. Turn that off so we can see. Create. Emboss. Grab those. Base. This one. I was going to dig in this time. I'm going to turn that sketch back on. Create. Emboss. select that face and bring it up. Like that. Let's turn the sketch off. Let's just see if I can press pull, drag it out a bit to there. Click OK. Well, let me do it on this corner. I might need to do it before I do the fillet now. Let's this fillet here. Let's delete that fillet like that. We'll do the fillet at the same time. Let's go to press pull, drag it slightly, click to there to snap, like that. And then I'll come to modify chamfer. Let's do 2 distances, something like that. Now let's see if it'll fillet, see if this causes any issues. I think we're okay. So we'll grab these ones as well. Doesn't actually matter if that one doesn't work, so we're going to split this whole body up in a second. Like that. We'll then fillet these ones as well. Fillet this part as well a little bit. Like that. Let's just see. One. Click OK. Fillet around the edge here as well. Like that. And then let's do one more tangent plane on this. Create sketch. P to project. R for rectangle, center rectangle, right in the middle. I'm just going to come straight down like that. Do a sketch. Create, emboss. Grab that surface and dig it in like that. Modify chamfer. Change it to equal distance. And after fillet, and just fillet those around. Okay, and then all we want to do is let's bring back that tangent plane that we did. Let's just create a sketch. I'll just do rectangle. E to extrude. Drag up. Okay. Modify and chamfer. Let's do 2 distances again. That back, up. Like that. And then let's just isolate that for a second. Take that, right click and isolate. Create a sketch on this bottom piece. arc a rectangle, and again go to the center rectangle, right in the middle. E to extrude, bring that down. Let's unisolate and see how close that got. Bit too much. Let's go to about there. Okay, I didn't want to join that. Let's edit feature. I'm going to go to new body. Then let's go to combine those two like that. And then let's just take that, isolate, F to fillet. Let's grab everything. F to fillet. Okay, I don't know why my select is being all weird. Let's just go F to fillet, grab all faces. Try like 0.1, gonna work. There you go. Because of that tiny little gap there. Right, let's unisolate. So now we've got that detail up there. Now we've not done half of this and then half that is wrong. So what we're going to do is let's take this body, let's isolate it. We're then going to go to split body, grab it, go to selecting, because we did everything in the middle. If I select that mirror plane, that mid plane there, I can go on OK. And I'll split it in half. This one here, I can remove because I no longer need it. And we can just mirror that whole thing across. So let's go to create mirror bodies. I'm going to select this half there. So I've got all those details on the side as well. Let's unisolate. We also then want to split it down in half as well. So let's do alpha line and we'll come across down there. Finish sketch. And then I'm going to go to split body. Select that line like that. Just want to check I did that line straight. Okay, I'm going to turn that off because I also want to make sure that I split these as well. So let's do the same thing. Let's split body. I'm going to turn back on this tool here. That I'm going to repeat for these four using that tool as well. And last one. Like that. Okay, so we've got those details done. Let's just turn off these sketches for now. So we look back and see what we've got so far. Okay, let's turn back on our canvas for a second. So this part here done, this bit next. So let's create a sketch. And in fact, just quickly, I'm going to give this a save so I don't lose anything. Okay, let's sort of sketch this black bit out. So we'll come to alpha line, Let's just draw across like this. Let's go to arc, 3-point arc. Well, let's split this round. Just roughly trying to follow this all the way around. Again, just using a lot of the line tools for the most part. Let's fillet these bits. Make sure we've got no weird intersections. Let's go to circle, 2-point circle, here and here. And then let's trim off the extra bits there. Got a pretty smooth transition already, which is what we want. And then let's just do a line straight up. And let's just split it that slightly. Like that. So we've got this long line here. Let's finish sketch. I'm going to split body. Take that, and then select that tool. Click OK. So now we've got that separate piece. So if I turn that off, that's the wrong one. You see we've got that bit cut out now, because this is now a different number, isn't it? Like that. Let me bring that back. You see we've got this part here. So we're nearly done with the top part. Right, let's do the details in here first. So I don't think we'll be able to do it. Yeah, so we can do a tangent and an emboss on these because they're cylinders. I'll try, but I've put money on this not working, but we'll give it a go. And I'm happy to be pleasantly surprised. Instruct tangent. So yeah, I can't even select a tangent plane there, but let's select here. Create sketch. Look at the annoying thing there. Right, let's P to project to grab that, and then we'll do bar for rectangle. Come across. I'm just going to go Control C, Control V, drag it down, Control B, Control B, like that. Finish sketch. I'm going to give this a save just in case it does crash it. I'll probably just extrude it, but let's see if emboss works. Let's grab these faces. Let's grab that. And let's see if I can deboss it. Oh, I can. Okay, what if I were to grab that whole profile? Can I go further? Match 2. Okay. Okay, I am genuinely surprised I was able to do that. I stand corrected. That's it. F to fillet. And we're going to grab. In fact, do we want to grab before we do that? Let's grab these. My other way was going to be I was just going to like extrude it inwards a little bit, but it worked this way, so no problem either way. Round those off slightly. Then let's fill it. 0.1. Okay, that went surprisingly well. Again, what I'll probably do is like split this in half and mirror it across rather than do it on both sides. Let's bring back this plane here, create a sketch, and then let's do our slot again. So let's go P for project, L for line to find the middle, and then let's go to create slot, center point slot. So we'll go there, there, like that. Finish sketch, create, emboss, grab. Well, it's gone too far. That's not going to work. Let's more like it. Let's go to create emboss. Okay. Modify, chamfer, equal distance. Okay, so I'll check that and that should be the same. Let's just check that combined. There they are. Okay, I don't know for a second because that line kind of looked like this wasn't one body, but it is. Have to fillet 0.1 like that. Okay, so we've got that. Let's turn this off. Not that, sorry. Let's turn this off. Let's see what's going on. Let's then turn this off. Give this a save. After fillet. Let's do a small fillet. Let's do like a 1, 0.1. Not 0.1, 0.1, 2, 3, 1.3. Let's take this one. Isolate. Fillet. Enter. Looks good. Let's take this, isolate, fillet 0.2, unisolate. Let's take this body. If you're never not sure what body it is, by the way, if you click on it and then you come to your tree here, or underline whichever one you've got. So look, I can right click and isolate. Oh, do I need to delete that? Let's have a look. Maybe do that. Okay, let's hit F fillet. 2. Let's see if let's do this one at the same time. Oh, actually, let's do it separately because it looks like it might be a bit funky. 2. Okay. Isolate. Because now we've got most of the details done. I'm sort of like just going through and checking all the little details. There's a few little ones I want to put on the back as well. That's mainly the top of the drill done. I've not followed it exactly. Like I say, I've got this canvas that I'm following as much as possible. I need to mirror that across. Let's do that now. Let's take, it's this one. Isolate. Split body. We can use this plane here. And then this half here we don't want. Right click. And always go with remove, not delete, just because if you do delete and you've referenced something, it kind of messes up your timeline down here and you end up with loads of like red, which is not a good thing. Okay. And isolate. Right, we've got all those details. Nothing to go on the bottom because that's where our handle is going to go. We've got our grips. Let's take our chuck here, which will be our first body. Isolate. Create sketch. P for project. Let's do alpha line. Come up. Split body along there. And we'll do same again. Create sketch. Alpha line. Come across. Finish. Split body. Like that. Let's just remove those three and just work on this one. Modify, chamfer, chamfer. Like that. And then we're going to do a different chamfer. Okay, and let's just fill it. Those slightly. Like that. That's way too much. Something like that. Then let's create and then do pattern, circular pattern, bodies, axes, choose that one, change it to 4, click OK. So then we've got what looks like our chuck. Let's isolate. That looks more like it. And then let's give this a save. Come down, turn that on. So we've got a few. I don't think emboss is going to work on that. Should we try? We'll give it a go. I'm not. Construct. Drag that out. But warning says I got them off, so let's turn it back on. Great. Sketch. Let's create slots. I'll do a center slot, and I'm just going to go here to here, something like that. Create pattern, rectangular pattern. Change it to, oh no, need to be in sketch to do that. Edit sketch, create rectangular pattern, grab it, drag it down. Right, let's see if this works. Create, emboss, select that face. No, okay. Can I do something like dead small though? Wait, what? Can you dig in? No, okay. Not the biggest surprise in the world, if I'm being honest. Kind of went in expecting that bit not to work. Let's turn this back on. I'm not even too fussed if that's on there, if I'm being honest. Yeah, let's create a sketch. And let's do these bits. Like that. I'll take that, Control C, Control V, move it straight up, then snap it to there. Finish sketch. E to extrude. Let's do symmetric. Like that. Let's then bring that sketch back. Fill it this quickly though. E to extrude. Do symmetric again. Drag it. Do say like that. And we'll do join. Let's fillet these edges here. Let's cancel that edit feature and change that to new body. Then let's try and fillet those. There you go. And then create sketch, offset 0.5, no, minus 0.5, E to extrude, just drag through, create sketch, offset minus 0.5, E to extrude, just drag through, and then let's just do 2 screws to go through there. Create sketch, E, and we'll do 2-sided. One we're going to drag to there, one we're going to drag in a bit like that. That will mirror that across. Let's do like that. Change that to new body. Like we did before, create sketch on there. Alpha line. And then offset 0.2. Two, 2, 0.2, E to extrude, drag down, modify, fillet, oh sorry, modify chamfer, and then we're going to fillet like that. Let's just take this, isolate, create, mirror, body, select that one. Doesn't quite reach, so let's do press pull, grab it, drag it in, combine those two together, like that. Unisolate. I take this body, Control C, Control V, drag down. Okay, let's turn sketches off. Give a save. And I think that's the top of our drill done. Just going around checking I'm happy with all fillets and details of everything. I've moved everything correctly. So next bit we'll do is have a go at doing the handle. All right, so let's start work on the handle. So again, we're going to create a sketch just on this plane here because we did everything right in the middle. And we're going to sketch out roughly the sort of shape that we're after. So let's come down, just using keyboard shortcuts like L for lines, working our way around, mainly jump between line and arc for the most part. Arc and 3-point arc. Doesn't match it perfectly. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It's just try to get it as close as we can do. Keep following it around. We will go through and make sure we've got clean transitions by using sketch fillets in a minute. And then let's go arc again. Like that. Let's come over to this side. And realistically, you want it to come down and over here. We'll do the trigger as a different part, so we'll ignore that for now. And hit alpha line to finish this bit off. Now we just want to make sure we've got a closed profile. Something like that, but we're not going to do this bottom bit, so in fact, let's just do this, come straight across, like that. This bit's not a closed profile yet, because we didn't actually close anything up over here. So we see we've now there got our closed profile. And then what we need to do is let's just check. No, we're not going to fillet these yet, we want to fillet it the other way around first, but it's this part here we want to just make sure we've got clean transitions as much as possible. I think actually we'll, okay, sometimes we get that error message, it's because you don't actually need to have one. So there as well, we probably don't need to have one. In fact, we did a pretty good job, actually. Let's just trim that bit off. We definitely need to have a smoother transition along here. Here as well. Okay, so we've got that profile. We're going to hit E, extrude, and we don't know how thick it's going to be, but let's turn off our canvas and we can sort of guesstimate. And we go on symmetric, so I'm going to drag it, get an idea of sort of size I want. It's probably going to be something like that, and let's change that to new body. That might end up being a bit too thick, but we'll have a look. Right, let's start filleting around some edges. So first of all, hit F, fillet, and let's start rounding these around. Let's see, but let's do the same around here. Okay, that's surprisingly went well. Let's do this part at the back as well. I say surprisingly because sometimes fillets really don't want to cooperate, and sometimes they do. Okay, that's it. Okay, so we've got that rounded bit done there. Let's bring back, might have done that a bit too much, but let's have a look. Let's fillet, bring this up. Now we're okay. Well, that's, so one thing I have noticed in my time playing around with Fusion is the order in which you do the fillets matters as well. So you've always got to be a little bit conscious of the order in which you do everything. So for example, this one here, I probably did that in the wrong order. So let's delete that one. Let's fillet this little bit, bring it up, and split that like that. Okay, so let's give this a quick save. And then what we're going to do is start cutting in these extra little details. So that's going to be a lot of using some sketches and then split bodies. So we'll start up here because the idea is that this silver bit's going to join up to there. So we're going to just hit alpha line, come across like that. I'm going to go jump over to arc. Actually click on it. Let's do that. Let's then just fill it. So we've got some nice transitions again. Like that. And let's come across. Like that. Okay, so we've got that line to split there. We're also going to do it along here as well. So let's, I'm up in the habit. I know that I said at the start of all of this that when you click autosave, it automatically enables, and it does. But I just, I don't know, I get paranoid sometimes. I just get in the habit of autosaving every once in a while, and particularly because I use Blender quite a bit, and Blender doesn't autosave by default. You can make it autosave, but I sometimes forget to set that up. And then stuff crashes as well. So I've had it in the past where students have spent ages on something, and then last thing they saved was 20 minutes ago, and then they've lost loads. So just in the habit of auto saving as frequently as possible, basically. Let's come down. Let's come across. Let's come just across like that, and then we can just fit it these. Take that, drag it up. I'm just hitting enter, by the way. Once I'm finished and I'm happy with the fillet that I got a lot of the time, I just press enter like that. So I've got that line there, this line there. We'll do along here as well. Some of these are going to be separate bodies, and some of these are just going to have like little cutouts, like details, rather than being separate bodies. It's just going to be sort of, that's not a straight line. So for example, this bit here, rather than being a separate body, is just going to have like little details cut out of it. Whereas if you look down here, like this texture bit here, we'll do it separately. Nearly done. I think the last one to do is this bit where the actual like texture part of the handle is. So let's come across. Like that. Again, let's fillet these round. Doesn't matter if we don't match the reference exactly. Just looking for something that looks good. It's not going to be a functional thing, although I'm wondering whether it might be worth me having a go at trying to 3D print this as a model as well and see how it looks as like a prototype. Okay, so let's finish sketch, split body, and then we're going to select all these cutting tools. Let's select this, 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 and that. Okay, you can see now. So in fact, all these little cuts we've got going along there. So what we can do if we go to create, in fact, let's see what works better. Because there's one of two ways. Either one, use a pipe. So you go to create and you go to pipe and you grab that. We want to cut. And so you want to do like one like that. And then if you click on OK, it makes like the cuts like that, which always works quite well. Or the other way being you do the fillet, which is what we did in between these parts here. The only thing we're doing the pipe, like we've just done, is what we probably want to do is hide all these bodies up here. So let's just delete that pipe for a second. And then let's just hide all of these for a second while we sort of put those details in. Okay, there we go. So what other side, other one we could potentially do is let's just see what like a fillet like that looks like. Maybe that looks a bit better. The only thing with that is that sometimes you end up, because we've got a bit of a messy sort of thing there, you might not always be able to do it. But 0.2 works okay. Well, let's try roll with fillets first, and then if you have to go back and change it, it's not a big deal. Okay, so this one, it won't let us. Let's take this one, isolate. Okay, so let's do it that way. And isolate. Isolate. Okay. Again, just keyboard shortcut F. Work your way around. So I think we'll probably leave it as fillets actually. That's looking all right. Let's bring this back. Because what we then want to do, we will do these textures in a moment. That's the only real big job to do, to be honest with you. Let's create a sketch. Let's create a slot. Center slot. E to extrude. Drag that through. Create a sketch. P to project. I can grab that. Want to come up a little bit. I'll do two-sided. Bring it up a little bit that way as well. Change that to new body. Let's go to modify and chamfer. And then let's fill it as well. So we've got that. Let's do our trigger. We'll do 3-point arc. Put it there's a little bit. Like that. Let's just connect these bits up. Close profile, E to extrude. Let's drag that and set it to symmetric. So it's a new body. Then let's put it around. Something like that. Let's cut that into the actual body itself. It kind of looks like it's sticking out a bit too much though. Yeah, let's take that. Move copy. Let's just move that in a bit. Combine, cut, but keep. Let's hide that. Let's just see if it'll let us fit it. Like that. Bring that back. Okay, fair enough. Let's bring everything back for a second. So it's looking very drill-like. Right, let's save. Let's just see. Find you and you. Will you let me fill it? No. A really small one. Something like that. Okay. What if I were to combine? Maybe we don't even bother. I think maybe we just leave that as it is. Right, let's take this one. Isolate. Now we want to do the texture grip on there now. So what we'll do is let's do R for a rectangle. Let's do alpha line rather. Come across like that. Let's go to create rectangle pattern. Let's grab it and drag it down. Up those numbers. Like that. Let's split body. Let's split using all of these. Like that. And then let's see if this will work. Let's create pipe. And it always remembers your last command, which is very useful. Okay, so we've now got those textures on our grip. Let's combine all of these back together again. That's now back to one body. And isolate. There, we've now got our handle. let's give that another save. Let's turn on this. So this essentially is how the battery will connect to our drill. Let's create a sketch. Again, I'm going to put it in the middle. There you go. Let's do half rectangle. E to extrude. Let's drag this down, see how it's starting to look. That wasn't far away. Go and join. Press pull. Like that. Now let's create a sketch. I'm just going to cut away from this, so we'll just come a line, go straight down. Like that. Let's just fill it these around, make them a bit smoother. Click on OK. Let's split body. And this bit here we can remove. Like that. Let's take these edges and put them around, smooth them over. Let's take these edges and do the same. Like that. Now let's just see. I'm going to turn this off a second and see if this works. Let's go to shell and turn off tangent and just do these. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we'll give it a go. If it does, I'm a genius. Oh, look at that. I am a genius. Okay, so actually, realistically, when we do this extrude, let's do new body. Then let's shell. And then let's drag it in. There you go. Because then we're not cutting into that bit. Let's do like a 1 or something. Let's see how that looks. I'm going, okay. So then we've got that part. Then let's... Do I even want to combine that though? Let's triangle. Combine. Fill it so I can get this nice smooth. That's not what I want to do. I want to just grab that. Transition like that, but then let's go split body. Let's split it along there. Okay. Create a sketch. P to extrude. Let's do a line. Just do a line across that. Finish sketch. Split body. Don't want to split that. Okay, fine, we'll keep it the same. So let's look where we're up to. So we've got basically the vast majority of it done. I'm going to give this a quick save and probably stop recording and pick this up tomorrow. Because all we've got left to do is the battery. Okay, so all we've got left to do is our battery. So let's come down and start a sketch on this front plane. Turn back on our canvas. I'm going to hit half a rectangle and just sort of line this up, something like that. Let's hit E to extrude, so that'll finish the sketch, and then we can drag it across. Let's drag it to there, and we'll do symmetric and make it to new body, like that. Let's start to give it some shape, so let's go to modify and chamfer. Click on this edge here and drag that down. Then we can go F for fillet because there's no keyboard shortcut for chamfer, annoyingly. Grab this edge, drag that around like that, and hit enter. Do the same again. F for fillet. Drag that in as well. Again, over here. Drag that over like that, and then we'll do two at the bottom at the same time. Let's grab those two. Like that. So it's already starting to look more battery-like. Let's hit F for fillet and grab these edges and fillet them around a bit as well. Something like that looks good. Let's split these apart. So let's create another sketch. Let's go L for line, and we'll come straight across here. Make sure it's straight. Come up like that. Escape, and then we'll fillet this round. Like that. We'll finish that sketch. Split body. Like that. So that's now separate. Let's hit F, fillet, and I'll do a point. 0.4. Same on this one. 0.4. We've got that separation there. Let's add in these little details as well. So let's create a sketch here. Let's try and offset. How does that look? No, let's not do that. Let's do half rectangle, come across like that. Hit E to extrude and drag up. Let's modify chamfer. Bring that in a little bit. Then let's F for fillet and grab these. And again, what we're going to do is mirror this across, so it doesn't matter if we don't do the other side yet. Something like that. Let's then grab that. Well, we're getting smooth. Let's go back a few steps. Let's remove the fillet. And let's fillet these and see how that looks. That looks a bit weird. Actually, wait. Change the plan. Edit feature. Let's play with that a little bit like that. Then let's fillet. Then let's fillet that. There you go. That looks more like it. Now I might not be able to fillet this edge because it's so close to this fillet. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's okay. So we've got that on there. Let's just grab, put these little details in, create slot Let's do center slot. Let's offset that to bring it in. Make it a bit smaller. Let's do slot. So like that. Then let's create a rectangular pattern. Put those knobs up a little bit. Then let's hit E to extrude. Drag up just a little bit. Fillet. Something like that. Okay, I think we're pretty much done on that side. Let's turn this up a second, give that a save. Let's create a sketch. And I'm just going to isolate that, half a rectangle, turn our sketch, E to extrude, drag that back a little bit like that. Let's fillet. Now you're going to get some weird results with that, aren't we? Let's see if let's fillet this. Maybe I made this a bit too big. Something like that. Create sketch. E to extrude. Just drag out. Do new body. Modify. Chamfer. Let's fillet. Like that, maybe. Okay, let's just split that body. Select that side. This bit we don't want. Right click and remove. Create mirror. Select that. And we'll new body because it will join that otherwise. And then let's combine those together. Let's bring everything back. Just go to isolate then. Unisolate, it will bring everything back. Let's turn our sketch off. I think we are done. So all I'm going to do now, give that a save. I'm going to give it once over, check I'm happy. There's like fillets and everything. And well, I've got texture now. One thing I do want to do, let's make a little drill bit to go on here as well. So let's do, say, circle. Let's grab that. Do two-sided, bring that up a little bit. Let's isolate that. Create sketch. Oh, sorry, not sketch. We don't want a sketch. We want to go to coil. Go in the middle. drag it out, drag it this way. So it's going to cut. Let's play around with the revolutions a little bit. Backing size. Something like that. And let's modify chamfer. But yes, we've now got our drill bit there as well. So let's bring that back. That might be a bit small. Yeah, I think I made that a bit small. Let's edit this sketch, make it bigger. Something like that. Then let's edit this. Create coil right in the middle. Drag it out. Make it a bit longer. Look about right. Yeah, something like that. Now let's do a coil. Create coil. Drag that down. Up the size a little bit. Like that. And then let's chamfer. Okay. Let's have a look. There you go, looks more like it. So give that a save. So once we are happy with everything, just make sure, so we've got loads of different bodies there, is everything we want to have a different texture needs to be a separate body. So I'm just going to go through, check everything that I want to be separate is separate, which it is by the looks of it. Okay, I'm just checking everything is mirrored over correctly as well. So, only last thing left to do is go to File, Export, and go to FBX. Let that export. I'm going to jump over to Blender to have a go at texturing and rendering everything. Okay, so now we're in Blender. Just click anywhere to get rid of the splash screen. Hit A to select everything on the screen. X, and then click on Delete. We'll go to File, Import, and FBX. I'm going to bring in our drill. Zoom in because it's all the way down here. I'm going to hit R to rotate it. We'll press X to lock it on the X-axis. Type in 90. Do minus. And then hit S to scale and make it a little bit bigger. Like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just sort of look over and check there's no like weird shading issues, particularly if you've got loads of like fillets going on, so there might be places Like here, for example, you see we've got some weird shading issues. Now in the old versions, if you're on something before 4.1, you could right click shade smooth and it would do it. But on the later versions, if you just subdivide, you can get rid of weird shading issues that way. We're just looking around, making sure we've not got any more of those weird shading issues going on. Might be a little bit by the looks of it. Okay, excuse me. Let's start adding some materials in. So I'm going to add like this plastic, green plastic base. Let's start up here. So what we'll do. Now, at the minute, we can't see the material on there. So if you click on material preview there, you get an idea what it looks like. We'll drag this on each one of these, and we want them to do black up until here. And take this one. So here, what we'll do, come up to materials. Let's double click and change the name to black plastic. And on this bit, we want it to be yellow. I'm going to press this button here to duplicate it. Double click and call that yellow plastic. And then jump over to the shading tab. Let's change this around by getting rid of this area and this area and turn this into 3D view. See what's going on a bit better. Now we want to change this to yellow. So we're looking to base color and follow that where that goes, which is up to here. I've also got color picker. So I've taken the reference image from inside Fusion, and this website here lets you pick on it and gives you the exact same hex code that you need. So all I'm going to do is copy that hex code like that. So now I've got that yellow one. So then what we'll do is then start adding that yellow. This one wants to be that black, along with these ones here as well. This one here will have black as well. Just working your way around. We do need to unwrap it also. It's the right sort of scale with the material as well. But let's cover everything in the material first and then work our way around. Okay, and then what we'll do is this back part here, black. Like that. Let's then have this part as yellow. So to then have this part here yellow, this part here. And up here we want to have like rubber. So let's go to rubber. I think it's grainy like that. We'll do the same on this spot as well. Like that, and then we want some metal. So let's grab a metal for the chuck. We'll just take this one. We want a different one for our drill bit. Let's have a look. Something like that. And then we need something for our screws as well. So let's take we need the same in here as well. Okay, so we've applied our base materials for everything. I'm going to give this a save. Right, so what we need to do is unwrap it. So if you watched any of the ones before with Fusion 2 Blender, we have to do just like auto unwrap because we haven't got what's called good topology. So the long way of doing it is you go over to UV editing. Let's turn on our material preview like that. And then what you would do is grab an object, hit tab to go into edit mode, 3 to go into face mode, and then A to select all. And then you could right click, also go to UV and then Q projection like that. And you see that then scales the material down to the right sort of size. The faster way of doing it is if I do the same thing again, tab, all I'll do is right click and add it to my quick favorites. So now I don't have to go into UV editing space. I can just click on it, hit tab, 3 to go into face mode, or click up here, 8 to select all, right click, oh sorry, Q, sorry, and then do it that way. It's a much faster way of doing that than jump in between the spaces each time. So tab, 3 to go into face mode, 8 to select all, and then Q for quick menu. Like that. There will be a few videos I'm doing on how to retopologize your Fusion model, but at the minute we're going to leave it as this. Because that's what we're after. See here, not unwrapped, here unwrapped. You can see the graininess of the plastic, which is what we're after. Just making sure we're not missing any as we go along. So we've done that side of things. I've got a decal I'm going to add in. I'm going to go to save. So everything is saved. Click on there, Shift A, image as decal. And then I'm going to go to desktop, and then I've got it here. Hard to rotate, Z 90. Scale it down, bring it into position. G, Y to drag it out. I can't see it at the minute, so I'm going to go over to the modifiers and change that offset. So I can see it. It's a bit smaller. Something like that. We'll take that, Shift D to duplicate, Y, so I can just drag it all the way to the back. RZ 180. Okay, so what we're going to do now is set up our little scene to do it. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put it on like a shelf in like a garage, like old brick walls, that sort of thing. So I'm going to grab everything, GZ to bring up, Shift A, mesh, and we'll add a cube as our shelf. That's to scale. Z, I'm going to drag it down. So I'll bring it into position. Tab's going to edit mode. And I can grab the vertices and just move them into position however I want. something like that. And then Shift A, let's grab a plane, rotate 90 degrees in the X, move it back, scale it up, something like that. And grab this, rotate it slightly, like that. Let's have a look for something like bricks. Yeah, something like that. We want to scale those up, so let's go to UV editing. And scale this to make it a little bit more realistic. Something like that. I also want to make it a bit more 3D. So if I go to shading, select it, I'm going to look for normal. It's here. And if I drag this up, see what's happening? It's making the shading on that look a bit more realistic. Something like 5 maybe. Yeah, something like that. Let's then have a look for like some old wood shelf looking material. Like that. Same again, let's just UV that so we know it's going to be the right sort of size. Give this a save. So I'm envisioning I'm probably going to do it an angle or something like that. So we probably want to grab this GX and drag it out a bit more. That's completely stretched the material, which we don't want. Nope. Let's go back to shading and let's UV editing rather. It's over. Yeah, something like that. Right, let's start adding some dirt and dust and that sort of thing to it as well. So I've got another flat called one click age. So let's start doing that. So I can N, one click age. Let's see, let's add the dust. I want some a bit of edge wear. Let's get rid of that one. What we probably want to start doing before we do that, let's come out there. Let's add some lights in. Let's go Shift A. Let's do light. Let's do area light. Sorry, no, spotlight is what we wanted, wasn't it? Let's change that to a spotlight. Come to the side. Bring it around, rotate it, pointing at our scene. Scale it a bit smaller. Let's change over to cycles. Go GPU, turn on denoiser. And I'm going to go to use nodes, shading. Let's add in an image texture. And find an image texture in our gobos. We want to start upping power of that. Maybe a bit more. Something like that. Let's make the radius a bit blurrier. Okay. So we've got one bit of light. Let's come to world and we've got color. Let's change that to an environment texture. And I have got in my downloads garage one that I found. Let's bring that in. Let's bring that power down. 0.2. Or maybe. Let's try 0.3. Something like that. Okay, so now we've got that. Now let's start adding our edge wear in. Just go by what you think looks good. Work that way around. That's looking more like it. Because these materials are all linked, you affect on one of them, you affect on all of them, which is good. Right, let's add some back here as well. So let's add some dust to our wall. adding some moss and stuff as well. And then let's add some dust to our shelf as well. I guess something like that's looking pretty good. Maybe we want to turn this down a little bit. I'm going a bit too crazy over here. Let's and then our sticker here looks a little bit too clean, so let's add some dust to it as well. There you go, it's looking pretty good. Let's give that a save. I feel like I might add another light in. Let's come out of that. Shift A. Let's add in a cube first of all. Let's add a new material. Change that to principal volume, country shading, put the volume, put that into the volume, bring that down. Got a little bit like dust stuff in the air. Let's grab our lights. Let's change the color of that slightly, make it so it's more like daytimey. Okay, so I think we'll probably stop there. I'll probably still play around with this a little bit afterwards, but in terms of like the main bit, pretty much done. So all I have to do is give that a save. Go into render properties, output, sorry, PNG, and we want to change that to, we don't need 4K, we can do 1,000 samples will be fine. Go to render and render image. Oh, I've not got a camera yet. Let's go Shift A. Let's add a camera. And then let's have a look at aligning it to something like that. Or we can zoom in a little bit more. In fact, let's have a look. Yeah, something like that. So we're going to render image. And while I was thinking about it, we'll stop there. Hopefully you've enjoyed following along. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment down below or email design with Simon at outlook.com.